fundamentals are being priced in right now? And how high do you think this market cycle is going to? I know many or some of the YouTube analysts are calling out for the top in next 5 to 10x. Now that's completely depending upon how you decide, but my chart analysis suggests me otherwise. The technicals are getting so strong. Technicals suggest we have at least 70 to 150x, and even the average would be like say 90 to 100x there, showing the different volume, pattern, trend. You can do all the different analysis and make the average for that. So it shows you it's gonna rocket. And how will your portfolio change during this wave up of the wave 2, the impulsive wave 2 in the market cycle? 10x, 100x, 500x, or 1000x? Now that all depends on how you took the decisions, right? It's based on how well you placed your portfolio into the market, which assets you actually chose as the market were going to the bottom, which asset you were buying and at what price you were positioning yourselves, make that concreted foundation and the difference, right? That's why around 1,000 people took that right decision and joined as my team, and they were like my team of investors where we were hitting the targets regularly, making that 10x, and majority of them are in that 10x towards 100x move in their portfolio, and soon I'm believing that they're going to touch that 100x towards 500x journey, and eventually those who have the ultimate patience will be moving towards 500x to 1000x in their portfolio. You don't need me to guide you, that's true. You only need to know the language of technical analysis, how you can combine the patterns, how you can combine trends, how you can combine the wave analysis, and then all of them gets the real understanding of just the basic knowledge of the investor, right? That's why we try to be scientific. That's why we do the scientific analysis and call ourselves the scientific investors. I know many would say, nah, the wave 2 target here would be the wave 3 target or below that for them, right? They would even say, nah, the wave 3 target would be half of this. Now, it depends on who you ask, but at least my charts or the charts which I look at, they speak to me like this. We are just starting. Look at the RSI, it's just breaking out on a monthly, and the wave 1 last time was 100% and we went 8,500% afterwards in the wave 2. Now look at this one, it's like 550. So if you are kind of trying to push in that fundamentals into the technicals, you would get way higher targets there. I agree completely. But right now I'm only looking at the technicals and using the past and to predict the future. Now why am I doing that? Because I personally believe that whatever we have achieved in last 3 years is going to be priced in this market cycle, because the expansion which we saw from Ripple, the company, and the team who are working on XRP Ledger, it's not only one company, right? There are multiples of individuals, team effort, manpower, brain power, all invested in that, and that's now going to be priced into that asset with value. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. 2 years ago, when I started this channel, I strongly believed in my vision and my mission as my different milestones, as I knew it was just the starting of this journey and we were just getting into our vehicle to ride this. And now many have joined this journey. Now it's a big team and I'm really happy for having such a big giant scientific investor family. Now fast forward to the recent events. I told you this April is going to be the altcoin April, a week ago before we started pumping in many coins, right? And what can you see in the crypto market right now? Well-positioned guys are making ton of money. Their portfolio is ballooning, right? Why? Because they chose the right assets to ride this wave, and they are doing great. Now, it's still wave 2 you are entering. You still have wave 2 completely and then move towards wave 3. So how are you going to position yourselves from now? It's not too late. It's better not to wait another month by the time price hits 5 to 10x and then you are like, okay, I missed it literally. Instead, you have the choice even now. Decide, okay, should I be a part of this or should I be just a laggards coming at the end of the market cycle and getting stuck there, so that you would be someone bringing money out from the outside to allow those who position themselves at the bottom to take profit and move. Should you be those kind of guys, or should you be someone, okay, who understands, okay, I missed out, but I'm getting in right now to make that profit? If that's you, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below, where we post ton of information for you guys to trade right assets through the right wave structure and pattern analysis. That helps you a lot if you want to. If you want to take benefit of that, you can consider that. Now think, if you are someone who has positioned yourself well in the market in way different assets, you will have a confusion now, right? Okay, what's my asset doing now? In which wave is my asset right now? Is it in third wave or is it in second wave? Because there are a lot of different assets entering third wave, meaning 5 to 10x from here. They have done their market cycle. They would be consolidating and going down. Now, that's not one or two asset. There's a lot of asset like that, where it's at the same time you also have a lot of different assets which are just entering into that wave 1, correcting through the wave 1, entering into wave 2, where you're going to get massive gains. So if you would like to go through that kind of analysis, you can. Now, how will you do this stuff, right? How can you actually literally do this? Taking that technicals into account, right? So let's now dive into the charts and detail them. This is Bitcoin dominance, and it's on a weekly. Those who have viewed this channel for some times, they right now understand they position themselves very well in the market cycle, right? They're doing great. They're doing cool. Now, what did we say last time? We were going down, the Bitcoin dominance is breaking, and then we were looking at the altcoin cycle, right? The altcoins were breaking up at that time from here. Right now, we are again breaking another resistance level. That's important to know that. Because as you were breaking through this pattern, you had an immediate resistance because we wicked first. That became a resistance, and right now we are breaking through that on a daily, right? So you're gonna get the same stuff on a weekly, where we have still time to move up, and a monthly which suggests 20 days more of rapid bulls, right? So step back, you're looking at, okay, what can be the top? Okay, that's a long way to go. Why do you say that? Because this is the trend which you can monitor. Even if you be conservative, you have a ton of way ahead to gain this market, right? Now you're combining that with the Bitcoin dominance. Okay, how low do you think this is gonna go? If Bitcoin dominance is looking at you like that and the altcoin is showing like this, it kind of gets inverse proportional, right? So you're zooming out to look at this stuff and you're like, okay, so there is room to go to the downside like this. And then you see this, okay, historically, when we enter that bull market in alts, it's not just this, right? Now we are going for that drop, trying to accumulate that positions. Right here, you're doing that so that when the market is going into this phase towards that Bitcoin dominance drop and altcoin dominance surge, which we are just gonna see here, you will be placed correctly, right? When altcoin is moving 100%, there would be some coins which are gonna do massively 1000%, 10,000%, right? Now that money allocation would be based on how well they performed and how high they can go, where they are in this market cycle, right? Say XRP did its accumulation. Now those who were watching this channel from some time knew that what our position was during this drop. We were accumulating. What our stand was during this reaccumulation phase of a CCE drop. There were guys who stepped back, but we still knew that we are still holding on to that long-term trend line, which we believed is holding strong. This one, right? The long-term trend line was intact. We came back, we supported there. The moving average was below us. That means we were on a bullish stance even at that time. Then we understood that we were going to the upside. We gave you the targets. Those who bought in here, 0.2, remember, they are like 5x right now. And it's just getting started with this breakout from here. We are breaking out from the base channel, moving into the accelerating channel, which would push the price 5 to 10x. That means way higher than the all-time highs. They were, guys, giving that idiotic ideas like, okay, XRP won't go above 0.5. XRP will never see $1. We have listened to this literally during last bull market when we were around 0.1, 0.15, 0.7, 0.2, that consolidation phase. If you were here in the market during that time, you knew that, right? We were around 0.2, we were dropping back to 0.15, we were consolidating there, and there were guys saying, okay, we did massively, we're going to go down, because by that time, XRP did 85x in this run up, and from the bottom of that market cycle, XRP did really huge, right? That was literally huge, 160x from the bottom of the market cycle till that point. But those who knew the wave structure were like, okay, this is just the wave 2, we are still gonna get wave 3. Now, the anticipated wave 3 would be somewhere, going towards $1, $1.5, but it went all the way up to $3.8. That's the uncalculatable euphoria. But if you are positioned well, and you are having that proper strategy of taking your profits, you will still be able to get in at the right place and take your profits at the targets and leave for the riding of euphoria, which you can't calculate, and still have a disciplined strategy to take out those profits, right? That's what really matters in this market cycle. Now, let's again go into the XRP chart and just step back and look at this one. On a monthly, we kind of get this indication we are kind of just starting out fine. So what does it actually show you, right? We just looked at the monthly chart and we understood it's going to break out. Now looking at that one and then coming here to the XRP BTC pair, that's a huge statement there, right? On a monthly, the RSI is just starting out, and on XRP BTC pair, it just broke bullish, and it's showing you that continuation pattern on a 3-day chart. Not on a 4-hour, not on a daily, on a 3-day chart. And we are still at this phase of previous lows and supports. So as we go high, that's now like 5,000, 10,000% of possible gains in XRP BTC pair. But remember, in XRP BTC pair, when you are gaining 5,000%, in XRP USD pair, you're gonna get 50,000% or higher. That's really huge. Those who were here looking at the digest or newsletters which we drop for the scientific investor family have placed themselves well in different assets. They made like 20 to 30x average on Dent. They, a lot of different assets which I can't inform you guys for being fair with my patrons. They have done pretty well. Now, I'm not able to, as I was busy, I couldn't actually take all the messages and show you guys here. But understand, the charts are suggesting you something, and the targets are being laid ahead by the charts itself. So if you know the real strategy from the exchanges, from the whales, you now know that's the target. But where should I be taking the profits? So that you're always in profit. If you are a trader, if you're an investor, how should you look at the market? Because the technical bulls are coming out. Fundamental bulls were already in. They were in for the value. You look at the stuff, that's fundamentals. It's improving day by day. CNB is an organization here in South Korea partnered with Ripple, the company. Now, there were others in the same industry where they understood, okay, to join this race, we need to partner with the same institution. We need to be on the same network, RippleNet. So Cross came in, they partnered with Ripple, and now they're competing. Whereas others, like say there are other, now I can't put their names out, but there are other fintechs who tries to compete with these guys, but they can't do that literally. Their payments would still take like 2 days, which they say at least a day or more, and they don't charge you. But when I go to the bank and they charge me $80 for transferring $1,000, CNB charges me $2.5 to execute that in 2 days, which the bank gives me. If it's $5, I'm going to get it instantly within 5 minutes. Now, there are other institutions which does this by partnering Ripple. So the importance of that partnership is huge in Korea. Now, Look at the prices here as highlighted by XRP Lav. XRP Korean won, it's flying high. It's not that $1.3, it's around $1.55 mark, right? So that you understand there is a premium being paid by Koreans to get into XRP. Do you think they are idiots? And if you knew what happened last time when we were going up in this market cycle, now you really know where the money is coming from. Now, it's not everything. It's just 5 to 10% of the entire market cycle. But when that 5 to 10% of market cycle understands that this is going that way and they are positioning or rebalancing their portfolio into this stuff, now the game is on, meaning they'll push 5 to 10x by the time those who moved out of XRP saying, nah, this is not going to do well, and the price is now $10, they're going to jump back saying, okay, this is going to go to $100. Fine, I'm going to ride it again from here. You'll still see that, but the would-be guys who would be defending themselves saying, I took that right decision, I moved into that asset, I'm doing fine, I should have bought that asset more, blah, 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 blah. It's fine, just neglect them. You know the fundamentals. We've been discussing on the one-on-one sessions about your portfolio and what the fundamentals are for different assets. And you already understood XRP has the strongest fundamentals, strongest developments, strongest expansion. All of these are going to be priced in. Remember one of the old tweet from David Choss? Now, shout out to Val Jester for reminding us about this stuff. It can't be dirt cheap. That doesn't make any sense. If XRP costs $1, they need 1 million XRP, which cost, $1 million. If the cost of $1 million, XRP cost $1 million, they only need 1 XRP to do this. Now, you'll have to, consider being, that human being who have food 3 times. With that basic cognitive ability, you'll understand he's not pointing towards $1 million XRP. He's saying the logic behind that. So say, what if, now considering the supply and then the white paper of XRP, it states they can actually come up with more supply if they required. Now they have their own intention behind that. You have to understand the fundamentals for that in the long run. Their mission and their vision. Because if they have a vision of making XRP the base of financial structure, meaning the reserve asset, then they have different milestones. Those are the missions they are going through, right? So one of their mission is to get more adoption. Why? Because they are a huge investor in XRP, and those companies who are investing in Ripple completely know that Ripple, the company, is depending on XRP, right? They have that as a strong investment. So if XRP is to go to 0, which will never happen because XRP is designed as an appreciating asset. If you have read the white paper, you already knew this, right? The burn rate reduces the supply. Now, when I transfer that to you or you transfer that to me in $100,000 or $1 million, it's teeny tiny bit of XRP. But based on the fundamentals and how they are positioning this asset, it's going to be way high. Boom, boom, boom. The burn rate itself would be huge. And we discussed that clearly, detailedly in the one-on-one sessions. So those guys who have done that now understands what are the reasons for that. Now, does it mean XRP is going to go to $1,000 this session? We don't know, but the technicals, at least the waves, are showing you towards massive price increase. Now, you are trying to be, conservative. You are trying to, combine everything, wave analysis, pattern analysis, time series, whatever you can put into that, and then averaging out so that you have the right target, or at least, yeah, you may miss out on the gains, but still you're making huge gains, right? In that manner, we have positioned ourselves well. Those who have the average below this level, say the breakout here, are doing fine, great. Those who entered below 0.6 are doing still great. Now, what does that mean for you as an investor who is coming into the market right now? Because you believe that this asset is not going to do well, you took your profits, stepped away. So this would be that area where majority took their profits, 0.9 towards $1 mark. Now, the market just tried out that supply. What does that mean? You sold your XRP for USD. That means more XRP into the market. That's why the price slowed down. But right now it shows you the buyers were so hungry for this asset, they just eat everything. They completely ate out the entire supply, which was pushed into the market. Now, as we discussed, there is going to be a lot of stuff coming into the market as we go up. There are a lot of people who are stuck in this area. You're going to get that. But looking at the current volume increase and the change, now the change, meaning you go into a weekly chart and look at the volume, it's like a huge change right now. So when you see this stuff on a weekly, you need to understand, okay, where are we right now? Are we reaching the resistance? Last time we were at the resistance and we got sold off, but right now we are breaking through that accelerating channel. We are entering into that accelerating channel, and that's huge. If you are an investor, you are now looking at targets like 3.3, which is the all-time highs, towards $3.8 and then higher. Now these are the phase you are reminding yourselves. I was in here as an accumulator. I had liquidity and I re-accumulated this asset during this phase. Now I'm in markup phase. So those who have positioned themselves well in this market are kind of sitting through tight to take their profits. It's going to be really huge. Why? This is the wave structure we are looking at. You are still, remember, you are still at $1.3 and you are looking at $10, $20, $25, $28 as the top of wave 2. That's monstrous gain, even if you are not here for the third wave. Those who have proper strategy now know where they are taking profits and how they are moving out into different alternative assets as this market cycle is going to end. Now, remember, last time after your first pump, you had that consolidation. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months around, you consolidated after wave 2. So before that final push, say if you're reaching this $28 mark, and then again you're getting this 3000x or 3000%, which is 30x from there, that's again monstrous gain. If you only get 10x gain, that's still like $300. We are looking only for this first wave as third wave, because that's the textbook pattern, right? But XRP never behaves like that. But for ourselves to have a conservative target, we are using that 550% as third wave, which would again push you somewhere around $100 or above. Now I know it's still so early for you guys to believe that one until we hit that $20 mark, $50 mark, $100 mark, and then say, I missed out on that one. So it's completely up to you what you decide, how you do this. I'm in a hurry making these stuffs for my patrons so that they are not missing out on these stuffs, understanding these ideas, looking at the wave structures and where they are going to push them through different assets, because they are not only in one asset, they're placed in various different assets from where they are making ton of profit and then moving that into XRP. Say XRP is gaining 100%. Fine. If other asset which you have placed is making 500%, you're still having that higher purchasing power to come back into XRP. Now, if you were placed in a wrong asset, it's like XRP went 126% in a week and that asset did 100%. What does that mean? You reduced your purchasing power. So you need to think as an investor, to be a brilliant investor, to learn more in investing, read books, gain that knowledge, widen your knowledge base, and then do that every day. Learn. That's how you become profitable. That's how you become that generational wealth creation monster. That beast inside you with that finance is getting out. I'll again suggest you guys, be that scientific investor yourselves. Go through the books, read, learn, understand technicals, fundamentals, how you should be looking at different asset class, how you can make generational wealth. Because this market cycle, if it's going to end in next 1 year, next 2 years, it's fine. You're going to make a ton of capital. How are you going to use this? You need to know that. You need to know the game plan. Who do you want to be, right? How do you want to make your money? Now, when you're making your capital, how do you want to preserve that? How do you want to grow that, right? If you don't know that, it's like a lottery. You won that and in a couple of years, it's done. Boom. You're back to that state where you started. If you want that, it's fine. Just enjoy. If you want to become that guy who creates generational wealth, try to learn at least from now. If you haven't given the time for books before, start now at least. So guys, I definitely believe you received value for your time here in the Scientific Investor channel. And if you did, please hit that like and subscribe button, which helps and support the channel a lot. If you want to get charts like these and understanding for different assets and targets for different assets, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.